Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, are you ready for the Lancashire Hotpots virtual pub quiz? And here's your quizmaster, Dickie Ticker.
Yay! Welcome. It's Monday night. Welcome, everybody, to the 13th Lancashire Hotpots virtual pub quiz. I'm Dickie. I'm your quizmaster. Hope you're ready for 40 or so minutes of fun with us lot. If you're going to join in tonight with us, you're going to need four things. You're going to need a pen, a paper, you're going to need a drink, and some nibbles. So if you're playing along with us tonight, you know what to do. Type your name in the box. If there's a couple of you, type your team name just so we know who you are and maybe where you're playing from. Why not tag a mate in now, get them and see if you can play along with them and try and beat them in their home. So while you do all that and gather your people and gather your consumables, I'll speak to the Lancashire Hotpots who are here now. First up, it's Bernard. Bernard, what's your name and where are you calling from?
Afternoon, everybody. My name's Bernard and I'm from Lancashire.
Yay! Okay, lovely for you to join us tonight, Bernard. Nice to see you.
Nice!
You're looking well. What have you got for your drink and your nibbles tonight?
I'm glad you've asked. I've gone full council estate today. I've gone lowest common denominator and I'm ready for it. On the beer, I've gone bottle of bud.
Oh, nice, yeah.
King of beers.
It's cheap enough.
It is cheap enough. And I'm going to wow you all with the snack. Roast beef monster munch.
Oh, classic, old school.
Better.
Thanks, guys. It means a lot.
When you have a packet of roast beef monster munch, you always do say, why has it been so long since my last packet? It's big on flavour, isn't it?
Massive.
Yeah, and big on pieces as well. You always have a bit of trouble. I like to bite just between the knuckle there because I can't really fall in.
Well, you've absolutely knocked it out of the park with your snack tonight. You tuck into those while I'll speak to some other hot pots. Next up we have Bob. Bob, what's your name and where you calling from?
Hello, Dickie. Hello, everybody. My name's Bob, and I'm beaming to you from a very hot and sweaty Lancashire.
Yay! No messing about tonight, Bob. What have you got to entertain your mouth?
This week, myself, Dickie, Ron, we've taken delivery of a massive Hot UK Deal box of Brewdog. And you literally spoilt for choice in there. There's all kinds of stuff. So it'll be interesting to see whether or not anybody of the other three guys that have this deal also have gone with the same choice as me. I'm going with Hazy J.
Oh.
Of course. If you had to guess one, I would have guessed that'd be what you'd have gone for.
Yeah, of course.
Lovely
But I'm in the bar, and there's a couple more in the fridge in case I get through that, which I probably will do. Now, last week's snacks, although visually were a little bit kind of avant-garde and kind of, that's a bit different, they weren't very nice on the tongue, to be that honest. So I've gone with something that's easy. Max Strong jalapeno cheese.
Yum.
Nice.
Yum.
There's a little bit of a burn with them.
Yeah, you register.
Everyone is knocking it out the park tonight on the snacks front. You're going to enjoy those, Bob. Right, settle down, while I speak to the next man on my carousel of hot pot thumbnails, and it's Kenny. Kenny, what's your name and where are you calling from?
I do, cockers. Kenny Body here, and I'm from Lancashire.
Yay! And there he is, sitting back, relaxing in the Millennium Falcon. And what is in the fridge of the Millennium Falcon tonight, Kenny?
Well, I also took delivery of a Brewdog box this week, but mine wasn't quite as interesting as your threes in that I just got 48 cans of Lost Lager for £40, which, while being a bargain, wasn't quite as interesting as what you guys have got. But never want to disappoint. I've got, again, like Rob said, it's a bit hot and sweaty. I've gone for a nice, refreshing Brewdog Overworks Disparate Elements Blend number 5.
And it's blending into your face as well.
It is, yeah. So I'll just read this to you. So it's a Scottish sour ale fermented with our house blend, mixed culture, and aged for 6 months in bourbon barrels with vanilla and sarsaparilla.
They've gone to a lot of effort. They've gone to
a lot of effort, yeah. I've not tried it yet. I've obviously poured it out, so I can let you have a little look at what that looks like. So it's quite a dark
Oh, very good.
golden brown. Oh yeah, that smells interesting.
Rocking on the Richter scale. Where is she on the ABV?
Oh, that's interesting. It's kind of sour, but it's got a little bit of, not heat, but just spiciness. It is, I don't think it's too much. 7, dead on 7 on the nose.
Well done.
Very good, very good.
Yeah, that's very nice.
Great.
What have you got to soak all that up?
Well, I didn't know what to pair with it because it's a funny one, isn't it? Kind of vanilla and what was it? Sarsaparilla. Yeah, the sarsaparilla was the bit that I was thinking, not sure what to pair with that. I kind of felt it should be something red and sweet. So I asked the wife, and she said, "Oh yeah, we've got some Haribo Mega Twists."
Ooh,
Oh.
classic.
No, she's not completely useless. Yeah.
Right. That'll be you sorted for the duration of the quiz. Right, you tuck into your laces while I speak to the fully qualified member of the General Medical Council. It's Dr. Ron. Ron, what's your name and where are you calling from?
Thank you, Dickie. My name is Dr. Ron Seal, and I'm from Lancashire.
Yay! And you two was chatting to a delivery man called Rob earlier on today, were you not?
I was indeed taking a delivery of a lot of Brewdog, yes. Incidentally, though, I didn't get any Hazy Jane.
Oh, really?
I didn't check either. Yeah. I don't think that was actually part of the pack. Was that just out of your personal supply?
No. That was a deal breaker for me. I saw they had Hazy Jane, and I was like, yeah.
That was it. That was a deal breaker for me. I got 12 IPA. That's what I punk IPA instead of Hazy Jane.
Oh, this
good beer though.
Get Rob back. We got to get Rob back.
Get him here now. So what have you selected out of your big box?
Well, I thought because it's quite early, and I've never had one of these, I don't think. So I've gone for a dead pony. So,
great choice.
Yeah, I thought it was, I'm going to get that.
Give us your verdict.
3.8.
Oh, nice, yeah, 3.8, yeah. That's all right.
Session, yeah.
Refreshing, yeah.
Good stuff.
And like Bernard, for my snack, I did go kind of Monster Munchy, but I went with Aldi's own Monster Claws.
Oh, competition.
They were that nice that I've eaten them all as well.
Oh, you bad you.
You need to have another packet back,
You
Tom.
need more than one
packet
pack.
down, yeah.
I can't.
Which Monster Claws did you have?
Flavour Monster Claws. They were the roast beef.
Yeah.
Snap.
So there you go.
Well,
We'll have to do a corn. We'll have to do a corn snap corner where we compare.
Corn snap.
Corner. Yeah.
You with me?
Out
Very
of practice. Right, okay, thanks, Hot Potters, for all your consumable items and discussions thereof. Now then, people at home, I'm going to ask you 10 questions on 10 different topics. This week, they are not too dissimilar to last week's. Music, films, egg, sausage, chips and beans, bitter Lancashire rail stout, crisps, the Lancashire Hotpots, the pie's the limit. Everyone loves a mystery, Bernard.
Ooh.
Television and potluck. Each correct question, as we know, carries the value of 1 point. So if you get 10 correct answers, you've got 10 points. As always, no answers in the comments, please. Just write your answers down on your sheet. Hot Pots, are you ready?
Go.
Yes.
Hot Potters at home, are you ready? Well, let's get quizzing! The first round, as always, is music, and next year, Neil and Chris, aka the Pet Shop Boys, will have been together for 40 glorious years.
Wow.
But what was their first #1 single? Was it A, Always on My Mind, B, It's a Sin, C, West End Girls? Hard to believe the Pet Shop Boys have been together since 1981, but been together since that date they have. But what I want to know is, what was their first #1 hit single? A, Always on My Mind, B, It's a Sin, C, West End Girls. A classic, each and every one, but one was their first #1. Question number 2 is the films round. And I thought I'd give Bernard a bit of a sporting chance this week because I'm asking a question about the John Wick series of films.
Away.
Popular series of films. And in said trio of films, Mr. Wick is often found seeking respite at a hotel run by Lovejoy himself, Ian McShane. Now, what is the name of that hotel in the films? Is it A, the Edison Hotel, B, the Continental Hotel, or C, Red Circle Hotel?
What is it, Bernard?
I'll be honest, I watched it over 2 nights and I fell asleep in both nights.
But there's a chance you're not going to get this.
I've as good as not watched it, although don't matter.
So, I've given you a bit of a sitter and you've sat on it. That's what you're basically trying to say.
Unbelievable.
So yeah, what was the name of the hotel in the John Wick films? Was it A, the Edison Hotel, B, the Continental, C, Red Circle? Question number 3 is about a popular hot pot song, Egg, Sausage, Chips and Beans, and tonight, it's beans! What I want to know is how many, on average, beans are there in a standard 415 gram can of Heinz baked beans? Here's your options. Is it A, 365 beans? Is it B, 465 beans? Or is it C, 665 beans? Now, Bernard, you do lots of counting, guessing games on Twitter, asking people to guess the amount of money in your change jar. So I'm hoping you do well on this.
Yeah, I'm visualising an upturned tin of beans on a plate now, and I'm scanning the plate with my eyes, and I can tell you that the answer... No, I'll write it down.
A, 365 beans, B, 465 individual beans, or C, 665 beans in sauce in a standard can. How many do you think? Question number 4 is bitter, lager, cider, ale, or stout, and this week it's stout. Now then, Beamish is a popular Irish stout which dates all the way back to 1792. But in which Irish city did Beamish originate? Was it A, Cork, B, Galway, C, Kilkenny? So the Beamish Brewery, 1792. Which city is/was, because I'm not even too sure if it's still a going concern. Which Irish city is that? Was that brewery based in? A, Cork, B, Galway, C, Kilkenny?
Dad used to drink Beamish, and I'm just trying to visualise the can. Would that have some sort of widget as well?
I might have done back in the day, but there was a time when I think Beamish was a tastier drop than Guinness.
Do you know what was a good drop? And you get it very often now. Caffrey's, do you remember that?
Oh, God.
Oh, Caffrey's, yeah.
Headache. Always give you a headache, that. I found. Question number 5 is crisps. And today we're talking about a classic amongst corn snacks. It's Space Raiders.
Oh, nice.
They are among the toppest of corn snacks for your very own Corn Snack Corner.
Corn Snack Corner.
We're getting back in the swings. But which one of these is not a flavour of Space Raiders? Is it A, salt and vinegar? Is it B, saucy BBQ? Or is it C, beef? Now, you've got to visualise yourself in the newsagents. You can see the packets there. I think they've gone up to 30p now as well. Which one of these...
2 for 50p, don't local.
Yeah. Which one of these isn't a Space Raider flavour? Now, if McCartney was here, see, that would have been just 1 point straight in the bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, though, is he? Don't even know where he is. Didn't even
Don't
let us
know where
know.
he is. In fact, he's probably in an off licence buying all the corn snacks there is. A, salt and vinegar. B, saucy BBQ. C, beef. Which one of those isn't a Space Raider flavour?
These monster munch are going down well.
Are you having difficulties with the corn clag yet, Bernard?
Well, quite well with me.
No. They are very crisp, though, very crisp. But question number 6 is the tie-on question. Because it's a question about the Lancashire Hotpots. And it's Cliffmas Time, which is a song all about Cliff Richard. Bob, do your Cliff impression for me?
Hey, do you need an impression of Cliff Richard?
But It's Cliffmas Time was one of the better songs on our 2009 Christmas album. In said song, what was Cliff's milkman called? Was it A, Roger? Was it B, Eric? Or was it C, Dennis?
I got that one before you read out the...
What? You've actually got a question about your own band for once.
1 point this afternoon/evening. Yes!
So in It's Cliffmas Time, Cliff has a milkman. What was his milkman called? Was it A, Roger? Was it B, Eric? Or was it C, Dennis?
Roger! Roger!
Roger!
Are you giving us the answer, or are you trying to put us off?
Alan Partridge.
He was just making a funny. Question number 7 is referring to the land of pastry. The pie's the limit. And this week, we're looking at local pie maker Holland's Pies. We did
Holland pies.
I'm just going to say we did a radio commercial for them once. Now, Hollands were founded in 1851. They're a northwest staple, this we know. But what percentage of chippies in the northwest stock Hollands Pies, do you reckon? Do you reckon it's A, 65%? Is it B, 75%? Or is it C, 85%?
Oh, they're all quite high, aren't they, really?
Rightly so.
Like you say,
It's a minimum of 65%. Wow.
Pucker have got their hand in it, they. Pucker have...
Well, down your way, maybe, but not up this way.
Yeah, I think I might have seen one, maybe one poker sign.
Yeah, Northwest is well and truly Hollands. So yeah, how many chippies are they in the Northwest? Is it A, 65%, B, 75%, or C, 85%? Question number 8 is another one of those questions that has been sent in by Gordon Chipshop Fawkes.
Oh, excellent.
And he suggested Everyone Loves a Mystery Bernard. So this week it's sort of a cross between Everyone Loves a Bernard and Who Am I? Because I'm going to give you the details of a Bernard and you have to guess his famous persona. Now, I was born Bernard Jewry, I hope I pronounced that right, Jewry, in September 1942. I was an English rock singer and stage actor. I first found fame in early 1960s singing as Shane Fenton. Shane Fenton and the Fentones was the name of the band. I played Shane Fenton. Fast forward to the 90s and I played Greg Anderson in Hollyoaks from 1995 to 1996. But wind back to the 1970s because I was most famous as a glam rock singer in the early 70s with hits such as My Cuckoo, Jealous Mind and You. So I was born Bernard Jewry, but when I reached the height of my fame in the 70s, what was my famous glam rock persona?
Easy.
So we're saying the glam rock persona, not...
No,
Right.
but yes. So he was born Bernard Jewry, which ties it into Everyone Loves a Bernard.
Right,
But-
okay, yeah. I understand that.
So this is so I want to know his big 70s stage name.
He's had a lot of names, hasn't he? Lots of.
He has it. When we get to the answers, this is really quite interesting. But he was born Bernard Jewry, 1942. He found fame in the early 60s as Shane Fenton in Shane Fenton and the Fentones. He played Greg Anderson in Hollyoaks from 95 to 96. But in the 70s, he was a glam rock singer and had big top 10 hits with My Cuckoo, Jealous Mind and You. He was also in the Green Cross Code commercials as well.
Yeah.
Does anybody need a
Be
visual cue?
smart, be safe.
Anyone need a visual clue?
Go on then. Oh, that's very good. That's very good. You either know it or you don't.
Nope.
I hate to think what you're doing with that in your bedroom, but, you know, let's just skate over that.
Well, it's the only way she'll touch me.
Or she'll touch it. TV is question number 9. And Tom Selleck rose to fame in the 1980s as the Hawaiian private investigator Magnum in Magnum Beep. What I want to know is, what was the character name of the the British ex-army sergeant major who was Magnum's estate manager? And they'd never see eye to eye. So it's Magnum. He's there in his Ferrari. He's there in that house, but the house was owned by Robin Masters, and Robin Masters had a bloke who looked after the house and the estate. And he was British, and he was an ex-army bloke. What was that character's name?
I've got it wrong. I've guessed, but I've got it wrong.
So you have to do sort of like, you know, some early ones, some older ones, because we've got a diverse age range playing the quiz. And we're at the end of the quiz. It's question number 10, and it's our potluck question. An easy one to end on, as always. Coldplay's Chris Martin owns a 50% share in a pub called The Yellow Inn. Is that true or is that false? So Chris Martin owns a 50% share in a pub called The Yellow Inn. Is that true? Is that false? There's your 10 questions. It's half time. Time to have a bit of a boozy woozy. A little bit.
Yeah, what are you having, Dickie? We didn't see about your snacks and drinks again.
Well, this is always the time to do it. I've gone for an Elvis juice because that was in my big box. A grapefruit infused IPA.
No.
It's that hot in this bar. Sorry, Dickie. You were eating your crisps. Go on, tell us.
I've just got some Aldi kettle chip rip-offs, black pepper and sea salt.
Yeah.
Special offer this week in the
Mm-hmm.
Aldi. Sorry, Matt, what were you saying?
It's that hot in the bar that I've done the Hazy Jane.
Oh, must be brilliant.
Clockwork Tangerine.
I've stuck a lot of them in the fridge. I'm having them later. I gave me dad an Elvis juice for the first time this week. And I saw him the other day and I said, "What did you think about it, Dad?" And he went, "Wouldn't need many of them, would you?" I think he got a little bit warm in his own house. Yeah.
And if you give him too many, because they're Elvis juice, he will probably die on the toilet as well.
But that's inevitable. I'm going to get off with one leg.
Do you lot fancy some answers then?
Go for it.
Let's zip back to question number 1 and music and the Pet Shop Boys. I wanted to know what their first UK number 1 was. Bernard, how hot are you on the Pet Shop Boys?
Not at all, but we listen to Smooth at work, and it's the only one that gets played. West Enders.
West Enders, that's great. Bob, what do you reckon?
I seem to remember it was West End Girls.
Okay, thanks for that. Kenny knows his 80s pop.
Yeah, I'm hopefully pretty confident it's West End Girls.
And Ron?
Yeah, I thought this was a bit of a trick question, so I just went with West End Girls.
It wasn't a trick question, it was an easy one to start. It was West End Girls.
Yes!
That's 1985. I think recently voted by The Guardian as the best UK number 1 single of all time.
Oh.
There you go. Question number 2 was films, and I was talking about the John Wick trilogy of films. I wanted to know the name of the hotel where he often seeks sanctuary. Was it A, the Edison Hotel, B, the Continental Hotel, or C, the Red Circle Hotel? And we're going to a man who watched the film only this week.
I'm hoping it surreptitiously crept in as I was falling asleep in my old man's napping chair. I went with Conkin and Kill.
Conkin and Kill, right. I like it. Bob?
Not seen it, didn't have a clue, just guessed. First answer, the Edison.
The Edison, right. Kenny, have you seen any of the John Wick films?
I've seen the first one, but I haven't got around to watching the other 2 yet. The Red Circle was the one that first caught my eye when you said them, but I thought that was in it, but something else, like a nightclub or something, and I seem to remember it being the Continental.
Okay, and Ron, you seen any of the Wicksters?
I've not seen any of the Wicksters, no, but I'm guessing that this hotel is anything but continental.
Ladies and gentlemen, the answer is indeed the Continental Hotel.
Yes.
Red Circle is actually a real life, one of the real life locations that's used within the film. So Kenny, you might be right in that it's like
I've heard
used as a club or an interior. So you were hot there. You're on the right tracks. Question number 3 was egg, sausage, chips and beans, and it's saucy beans this week. And I asked you how many beans there are in a standard 415 gram can of Heinz beans. A, 365 beans. B, 465 beans. Or C, 665 beans. Bernard?
If you don't know, go straight down the middle. 465.
465. Bob, how are you on the bean counters?
Yeah, I'm going to say wrong.
Blushing.
Sorry about that.
I don't feel I'm socially distant enough from you to have avoided that.
Jalapeno dust from the crisps just got up my nose.
Aubrey, you died today.
I think 365 isn't enough. 665 is too much. I went down the middle like Bernard.
Oh, it's doing a bit of a strategy. Thanks for that, Bob. Kenny?
I was going to say the exact same thing Bob just said, so yeah, B, 465.
And Ron?
Isn't there a number on the tin of beans? Isn't
that like the number of recipes they've got? Like,
oh, is it? No, is it? That's fine, that's fine. Oh, well, I went with 465 anyway.
Everybody's really good tonight. It is B, 465 beans in an average can of your Heinz baked beans. You're flying tonight. Flying tonight. Question number 4 was bitter lager, cider, ale and stout, and we were talking Beamish Stout, and I wanted to know which city the Beamish Stout brewery was located in. That their island, was it A, Cork, B, Galway, C, Kilkenny? Bernard, what dost thou reckon?
Oh my God, it's Kilkenny, Bonnie.
Always the entertaining answers, Bob.
I tried to visualise Dad's kind of Beamish. I couldn't really, so I just guessed it, Kilkenny.
Another one for Kilkenny, and over to the Kenny Meister himself.
When you read it out, before you read the answers out, I got Kilkenny in my head, but then when you read the answers out, I was like, ooh, is it one of the other two? But I've just stuck with me. Original. Oh my God, they're Kilkenny.
Kilkenny is a very popular choice. Is Ron going to complete the quartet?
This is the moment where I can either win or lose this quiz, and I went with Cork.
Of course you did. Spell check. Ladies and gentlemen, the correct answer is A, Cork.
Oh,
yeah! That's the one. When you read the answers out, I thought, it's going to be Cork, and then I was like, no, I'll stick with my original one.
Or
never mind.
As the locals pronounce it, Cark. It's like that, is it?
Like pear.
Yes, it's like Cark.
Pear.
Okay. Don't worry, still everything to play for because we're only in question number 5 and crisps, and I asked you to spot the rogue flavour of Space Raiders. Was it A, salt and vinegar, B, saucy BBQ, or C, beef? What does your flavour detector tell you, Bernard?
Everybody knows they do pickled onion, spicy, saucy barbecue, and the other one that you said, it's S&V.
You say S&V is the falsy. Bob?
Yeah, salt and vinegar isn't a out of this world Space Raiders kind of flavour. I went with salt and vinegar.
Salt and vinegar. And a nice illustration
of a
bottle of vinegar there, yes.
All right.
Sprinkle it on your chips. Okay. Kenny?
See, now, I am pretty sure I've seen salt and vinegar Space Raiders. And I'm pretty sure I've seen beef. So I'm going to go barbecue.
Oh.
Which I think you can get in the Transformer snacks, but I don't think I've seen them in the Space Raiders.
Going for saucy BBQ. Ron, so this is controversial, this.
Yeah, Kenny's now put doubt in my mind, but I went with all the others, S&B.
I don't think I've ever seen
I'm pretty 80% sure I've seen salt and vinegar Space Raiders.
Ladies and gentlemen, the false Space Raider flavour is salt and vinegar.
Oh, I'm having a shocker.
Oh, dear.
Is the saucy barbecue that in a purple packet, like coloured packet?
Not knick-knack.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
I'm thinking knick-knacks then, I know something like that. Not knick-knacks. I don't know. I don't know what I'm thinking, but I'm sure I've seen salt and vinegar.
Pickled onion are in the green packet.
Yeah, they
I'm
are.
sure I've seen.
Oh, never mind, because there's still plenty to play for, especially in question number 6, the Lancashire Hotpots round, and it's Cliffmas time. Bob?
Merry Cliffmas, everybody. Ha!
And I wanted to know what Cliff's milkman was called in the song. Was it A. Roger, B. Eric, or C. Dennis? Let's go over to the most confident Hotpot there is on a Hotpots question. Bernard?
I'm not messing about here. Let's get straight involved. Denny.
Denny. Bob?
Yeah, of course. He likes to play tennis. His milkman's called Dennis.
So ultra confident. Kenny?
I didn't know, but I went with what Bernard's just gone with the Aldini Ubu.
Oh, waddy, ooby doo, and Ron?
Well, because I've only just joined the band, and I've never listened to this album because you told me it was rubbish.
Yeah, it is.
You said you couldn't believe anyone had bought it. So anyway, listen. Because of the Queen connection with this band, Roger.
Roger. Well, Bob's given the game away because the line is he likes to play tennis. His milkman's called Dennis. So C is the correct answer to that. Question number 7 was the pie's the limit, and we were talking about Accrington-based pie manufacturer Holland's Pies, for whom we did a jingle. In fact, I might stick that jingle in here.
We love Holland's pies.
And there it was. Unless I can't find it, in which case there's just going to be a big space there. So, but I asked you to what the percentage of chippies in the Northwest that carried Holland's Pies. Was it A, 65%, B, 75%, or C, 85%? Bernard, what did your pie radar tell you about this?
I went big. I went 85.
85%. Thanks very much for that. Bob, what did you think?
I kind of did the same. Just like go big or go home. It's 85%.
85%. Kenny, what did your pies?
Got to be 85. It's got to be.
Everyone has gone big. Ron, have you excelled? Have you gone upper?
Anything less than 85 and I'm leaving the country.
You can't kid the Hotpots when we're talking pies. It is 85%.
Yes. That's a lot, isn't it? That's a lot.
That's a lot of chippies. A lot of chippies. Quite right too. Question number 8 was Everyone Loves a Mystery, Bernard. Again, thanks to Gordon Chip Shop Folks. And he suggested I talk to you about Bernard Jury, an English rock singer, started in the early 1960s as Shane Fenton, in Shane Fenton and the Fentones, played in Hollyoaks as Greg Anderson from 95 to 96, but most famous for being a glam rock singer under a stage name with hits such as My Cuckoo, Jealous Mind and You. Bernard, what was the name of the glam rock fella?
Not a clue. I just put Shaky. Okay,
Bob?
Yeah, plenty of clues there, and you kept on giving the clues as they came along. After I'd written my answer, confirmed it for me. It's Alvin Stardust.
Alvin Stardust. Kenny?
For the first time, I just didn't know. I didn't put anything. I did Billy. Just didn't even guess.
Billy.
Didn't even guess.
You either know him or you don't. No. Sorry, just having a look.
But now that Bob said that, yeah, pretty.
I know this. And I know this wholeheartedly.
What is it?
Alvin Stardust.
Alvin
everybody.
Stardust. Well, it's either Alvin Stardust or Deputy Dog.
Did Alvin Stardust only have one sideburn?
He did, yeah. That's the thing that people don't know about him. Yeah, he only had sang from the right hand side if you watched Top of the Pops. Yeah.
Now you know what's really interesting is that there was a Shane Fenton already in Shane Fenton the Fentones, but he died before their first single came out. So it was either his mother or his girlfriend said, "Would you like to take the place and play Shane Fenton in the Fentones?" And he went, "Oh yeah." And with Alvin Stardust was actually created by your man from the Buzzcocks, lead singer Pete Shelley. And Pete Shelley actually sang My Cuckoo, but he just didn't want to perform it because, he was doing his Buzzcocks things. So, yeah, and Mr. Bernard Jury said, "Do you want to play Alvin Stardust?" And he became Alvin Stardust. Two separate
amazing pop music historian you are.
Blowing.
Class, yeah.
But I never realised that Alvin Stardust didn't sing My Cuckoo, but he sang on all the others.
That's almost mind-blowing a fact as to find out that Walkers don't actually do the mix-ups.
They employ people to do it for them. Near the end of the quiz now, question number 9 was our TV round, and we were talking about Magnum PI. I wanted to know the name of Magnum's British ex-army estate manager. Now, it's a bit old for you, is the Magnum, Bernard?
Yeah, considering I don't watch anything on telly really, and it's before my time. I just wrote down a name that I just thought it sounded quite British, so I've gone with Gerald Swinson, Esquire.
It could have been. I thought you were going to put Gerald Sinstadt then, the old football commentator. Bob, now I think this is your wheelhouse.
I used to watch Magnum back in the day. I always remember the episode where he went swimming on a surfboard, because he used to do that on the anniversary of his dad's death or something, and a speedboat kind of knocked him off it, and he was like in the water for the whole episode. He was in the water trying to get back. He got lost. Sharks came. It was a very thrilling episode. Now, remembering the butler's name, I thought it was an initial at first, but wasn't there a guy that flew a helicopter? Was he TJ or something like that?
You're thinking Airwolf or?
but it wasn't a full name. I think it was it Higgins?
Oh, Higgins. There's some groans there from the Hotpots. Anyway, Kenny, what did you attempt with?
I could see his face, and I believe he had a moustache as well, but not quite as fulsome as the main man himself. But I couldn't remember his name, so I just put Barry.
Barry's a good guess. And Ron.
I don't know where I got this from. Who's Bosley?
That's Tom Bosley out of Charlie's Angels. I think
It's a good guess.
But it's not right. You either know it or you don't. It was Higgins.
Yeah.
Jonathan Whale Higgins III. But the bloke who played him, because obviously Higgins was British and had a stiff upper lip, he was actually from Texas.
He did have like a proper British accent, didn't he? Like a quite convincing one. Normally when Americans do like British accents, they're just terrible, but he was quite convincing. I'm quite impressed by that.
The sort of English you'd hear from a man called Gerald Swinson.
And wasn't there a if only Billy was here now, he'd be able to tell us, but wasn't there a Magnum Murder, She Wrote crossover episode?
Ooh, that'd have been good, wouldn't it?
Can you imagine that? That was like the Avengers.
I remember Boy George being in the A-Team.
Ah, yeah. No way.
And who was the guy who did Super Freak as well? He was in the A-Team.
Rick James.
Rick James,
yeah.
Wasn't the Pet Shop Boys in Neighbours? Weren't they Neighbours at some point?
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like, hello, can you tell me the way to the local recording studio? And they went, over there.
Straight!
Last,
with your van.
but by no means least, it's our 50-50 round. It's potluck, and I said that Coldplay singer Chris Martin owns 50% share in a pub called The Yellow Inn. True or false? Bernard?
No, it's false. He likes vegan things and yoga.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I got a mouthful of Chris. Bob?
Yeah, he doesn't drink at all, does he? He's very, very, very healthy young man. I put false too.
Kenny?
It's got to be false. It'd be like us having a chippy called Chippy Tea or something daft like that.
And Ron?
I know nothing about Coldplay. I've not been in them very long, so I just wrote true.
The correct answer is false. As a couple of you correctly pointed out, he is a teetotal, so he wouldn't really have anything to do with boozers, would he? So that was a stinky dicky showbiz lie. That's the end of the quiz. What I want you to do now is tot up your answers. You at home, Hot Potters at home, tot up your answers. When you've done that, stick it in the box below just so we know how much you've got and we can see whether you've beaten any of the Hot Potters tonight. I wonder whether we'll get a tiebreaker, but we're only going to find out by
I
me.
think Bob might have got this one again.
By me going through each and all the Hot Pots. Bernard, what was I think you've got you've done yourself proud tonight.
I've had a ruddy good go and I've had a great time. Thanks everyone for joining. If this is my best score ever, I'm happy with it. If I win, I don't mind. Guys, 7 on 10.
7 on 10. That's
Oh,
pretty
well
damn
done.
good. Bob, can you beat 7?
A pretty good week. I got 8 on 10.
Oh, just sneaking ahead. Kenny, don't let us down.
Well, I've had a bit of a shocker this week, but it wasn't as big a shocker as I thought it was initially. I got 6, which isn't too bad, but it's not close enough.
And finally, Dr. Ron, are you going to out Bob the Bobster?
No, 7.
7 on 10, and that means he's done it again. Bob is the winner of the quiz this week.
Well done, Bob.
Well done, Bob.
Congratulations.
Are you
Yeah,
3
whatever.
in the lead now, Bob?
Ooh, could be.
Yeah.
Could be 7.
You're building up a nice cushion there, nice cushion.
Yeah. It's hard work being on the internet all week.
Going through all your encyclopedias.
All the encyclopedias and trying to install some spyware on Dickie's computer while I'm there.
Well,
I thought you were going to say it was hard work being on the internet while you're doing the quiz. 'Cause I think that's how you win it.
someone,
don't get the idea.
someone in the room going, Alvin, Dad, no. Well, thanks everyone for playing tonight. Thanks for you taking part and spending some time with the Lancashire Hotpots. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic week. From all the Hotpots, thanks very much for playing along, and we'll see you next time.
Ta-ra.